Okay, so subtracting expressions. This one is a little bit trickier than adding expressions because we have a subtraction sign. It counts as a negative. So some of the properties that we can use in associative property, some of the properties that we use in adding expressions are not going to function the same way. So here's a simple example. I have 5 subtract 2. We know that equals 3. And if I was to use the commutative property and just switch the places of the 5 and the 2, I'm going to get 2 subtract 5. But that does not equal 3. That actually equals negative 3. So those are not the same thing. So I just can't use the commutative property however I feel like. I have this negative sign I have to deal with. So let me show you. All right, so I have the expression 8x plus 25 subtract 3x plus 4. Whenever we have a subtraction expression, the first thing I like to do is I like to change my subtraction signs to addition. And the way that we do that is we use our subtraction rule, which is this. Nope, we're not adding. Subtracting a number is the same as adding its opposite. So if I was to apply this rule, subtracting is the same as adding its opposite. I'm subtracting a 3x. That's the same thing as adding the opposite of positive 3x. So what this is actually going to turn into, now I'm going to have 8x plus 25 subtracting a positive is the same as adding a negative 3x. Now all of my signs are addition. Adding, adding, adding. I have a positive 8x, positive 25, a negative 3x, and a positive 4. Now that I have all addition, I can use the commutative property or the associative property to simplify my expression. When we're simplifying an expression, we just want to get to the least amount of terms as possible. So I'm going to use the commutative property, actually, to keep my constant terms together and my variable terms together. So this is the commutative property. Just going to abbreviate it for short. So commutative property, I'm just going to, again, move my like terms next to each other. So I have my variable terms, positive 8x and negative 3x. So that becomes 8x subtract 3x. Remember, this is a negative 3x, so the sign has to move with it. Here's my addition signs. My addition signs stay with me. Now I'm just going to move my constant terms next to each other. Positive 25, positive 4. So plus positive 25 plus 4. Now that I have my terms next to each other that are common, that are alike, I can just add and subtract them. So I have 8x subtract 3x. All I have left with is 5x plus 25 plus 4 is 29. Now this is just combining like terms. I go from a large expression to a more simplified expression. And this is as far as I can go because 5 does not go into 25 evenly. So this is my final simplified expression when I'm subtracting.